Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Tiravanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram. Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya Sudarshana. Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Kunja Vihari Radha Kunja Vihari Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radhe. Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की नमावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। You can put the hand but slowly. That's too fast. So who are all Rameshwaram devotees? You can raise a hand. Let us see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you. And who are all Dwarka devotees? Okay. So, very happy to be here from Dwarka to Rameshwaram. You see, when we all come to Krishna consciousness newly, we take the philosophy in a particular manner, a certain outlook. We think that, okay, these people will teach me how Krishna can help me with my grades, how Krishna can help me with my peace of mind, with my stress. And these people are going to share some knowledge with me. I can learn some good habits, which will empower me in my academics now, later on in my career. And maybe I will get some good connections and friendships here, by which it can enhance my, college days at IIT. In this mood, most students come to the classes when they come, especially when you do a one-time program or something like that, which is not a very wrong idea in the beginning. Everybody is seeking help. Everybody needs help. But when they come and learn little philosophy and go, very soon they have to come to understand the point that I have not, come here for just getting concentration in my studies, but I have come here for connection with God. There's a big difference between the two. Mm. You see, if you make a connection with God, you have everything. If you only want concentration from God, you will get that and go back. For example, uh, when a very rich millionaire, it's a millionaire or a billionaire, he becomes a devotee in our temple. Our observation is he practically opens his treasury. He constructs the temple, he gets the cars. Even in the city, he opens his shopping mall for putting our book table. In the shopping mall, he gives another hall for conducting classes in the city, like a storefront. You know, every year he gives so much wealth for Krishna service. But beyond all that, he himself becomes a 1600 devotee and gets initiated. Then he and his wife, they become fully devoted. We have seen that happening. So when a person has given his heart to Krishna, then what follows the heart is his body, mind, words, everything follows. Whereas on the contrary, you cultivate him only as a donor, for example. That means he will give you some donation because he knows otherwise you will come and nag him. Janmashtami is coming. Sir, he knows. Okay, take some money and go. Take my money but leave me. Because we have only approached him for money. So he just gives little money. But if we help him to see Krishna as his eternal friend and master and worshipable, Lord, then he is going to give himself. Correct. And same manner with students also, we have to take them from a material plane to the spiritual plane when we are preaching. From Marx to Mayapur, from grades to Gauranga. Isn't it? That kind of shift has to happen. Isn't it? So when they are talking about grades, they are I-centered. When you talk about Gauranga, they are Krishna-centered. Correct, no? When they talk about my marks, my concentration in studies, my CGPA and all that, they are I-centered. But when they go from marks to Mayapur down, they think, oh, Mayapur is a home for all jivas, eternal home. One home is such a joyful place when you go home in the summer vacation. But there in that home, you live 60, 70, 80 years max. Whereas eternal home, spiritual world is a place where you live forever. How much more happy it should be. So, when the students recognize that going back home, back to Godhead, means it's like a bird which is moving in the sky, very weary and tired all day. Then the bird is returning to the nest in the evening. Nest is a place to rest. Yeah, and similarly, Mayapur is a place where our mind can rest and our heart can melt and soul becomes alive and enlivened in Krishna conscious bliss. So that is a home, a real shelter for everybody. Vrindavan, Mayapur, non-different. So when people are able to recognize this fact, this word is used in the Bhagavatam. Dautatma Purusha Krishna Pada Moolam Namunchati Takta Sarva Parikleshair Pantasva Sharanam Yatha. It says a weary traveler after traveling across the globe and taking this flight, that flight, going to this country, that country, doing business, expanding the business in several continents for several weeks. Then he comes home. When he comes home, he takes a bath, fresh, he freshes up himself and then eats his lunch and relaxes in an easy chair at his home. How he feels? Very comfortable. Like that, the jiva feels when the jiva returns back home, back to Godhead. So, in this way, the spiritual world is the real home of the jiva. And if I don't return to my home, I am always sickly in this world. For example, there is always fear for the bird when he flies here, there. Their enemies are there many places. And also it's very tiresome moving here and there. But when it goes to the nest, it's very happy. Similarly, the jiva in this world is wandering. But even if you go to heaven, there is no rest. Because in heaven, there is a possibility that demons will attack sometimes. Brahma bhuvana loka punar avartina arjuna. Even if you go to Brahma loka, you have to be born again. So all the 14 planetary systems are places of misery. Krishna says that. Janma mrityu jara vyadi. So going back home, back to Godhead is actually something which even a child knows in ISKCON. Ask Saraswati, little Saraswati, what is the goal of life? She would say, go back home, back to Godhead. Isn't it? Similarly, the chanting of the holy name, it is not some mantra that will give me focus or concentration or peace of mind or stress relief or de-addiction or freedom from bad habits. The holy name is not a tool to be used for just getting rid of our problems. See, try to think about it in your mind. If one of your friend comes to you seeking some favor, can you give me some loan? Or can you lend me your bike? Or can you lend me your laptop for a couple of days? I want to use or something like that. There are people who come and seek favors like that, isn't it? We have seen. Similarly, if one goes to Krishna and says, please relieve me of this problem, I want to become free from stress or depression, or or I got poor marks, I don't know how to face the society or my friends. So that's a very, very self-centered preliminary state of a jiva approaching God with some misery. Artho, jignasu arthati, we say, it's artha, like that. But actually, when we talk about Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada actually said, Krishna is not a God who will just relieve you of your problems. He will flood you with love. He is such a personality. If you read the Mahabharata, you will hear some examples I will tell you. Once you become connected to Krishna in devotion, in love, then Krishna protects his devotee like eyelids protecting the eyes. One time in the war, there was one Bhagadatta. He had sent one, Narayanastra. It was a very, very powerful weapon it is. So, who is this Bhagadatta? Okay, before going to who is Bhagadatta, I will tell you. When this Narayanastra was thrown, it was such a terrible weapon. Nobody could confront it. In fact, this Narayanastra would come as a single astra, but it would multiply into thousands. And the more you confront it, the more it will increase its power. It was like that. So, many of the warriors on the Pandava side, they were wondering how to counteract it, how to deal with it. So Krishna increased his size of his body and he received it directly on himself, and it turned into a garland and fell on Krishna's neck. At that time, Arjuna was feeling little unhappy. He told, "Oh Keshava, I am here. You are supposed to tell me what I should do. Why did you directly confront it?" He asked. Krishna said, "Wait a minute, let me tell you." He said, "I appear in this world in 4 different forms. One, he said, I am the super soul in the heart of all. And I am also lying at the bottom of the universe as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, right now. And I am also lying in the milk ocean as Kshirodaksha Vishnu. And in my 4th form, I am myself the original personality of Godhead, Krishna." He said, other than these 4 personalities, nobody can tackle this Narayanastra, he said. Nobody else has the power. And the reason for that is, he said, when Varahadev, he saved Mother Earth from getting drowned in the Garbhodak ocean and placed her in the orbit. At that time, by touch of Varahadev's, nose to the Bhudevi, he gave birth to a child whose name was Bhauma. And then this Bhauma later on went on to become Bhaumasura in Prag Jyotishpur. So Krishna was telling that at that time this Bhumi Devi saw that, Lord Vishnu had just awakened after the pralaya was over. So he was in a very happy mood of giving any gifts to anybody who may want. So she went and begged the Lord that I want a benediction from you. Please give a weapon which is very powerful, mighty weapon. Like that, yeah, she asked. And then this weapon was given to her, Narayanastra, by Kshirodaksha Vishnu had given. So then she took this weapon and gave it to her son, who is Bhaumasura. And Bhaumasura gave it to his son, Bhagadatta, who was now throwing it in the battlefield. Nobody else can counteract it except Krishna. So therefore, Krishna said, this is why I had to accept it myself. Then he understood, perfect. So you will see that how Krishna dealt with not only this, there is another weapon also called Vaishnava weapon also, which was thrown by Ashwatthama. That is another very powerful weapon. When that weapon came, nobody could counteract it. In fact, that is also a weapon similar to this. The more you counteract it, its effect multiplies. So Krishna told everybody, the best way to weaken this weapon is to bow down. When you bow down, then it becomes weak, kshin. It becomes. So nobody knew these ideas. Who gave the ideas? Krishna. How to kill Jarasandha? Who gave the idea? Krishna. Because Bhima was again and again tearing his body, it was again and again connecting like this. So Krishna was the one who gave the idea that you put it in a non-symmetrical fashion. So then it will not stick, correct, no? So, and who gave the idea, go and bring the 5 arrows from Duryodhana? Krishna only told Arjuna. Arjuna wasn't aware. He didn't even know which 5 arrows. Krishna knew everything. He said, go and fetch those 5 arrows. Because otherwise these 5 arrows will cause the death of 5 Pandavas next day. Bhishma had intended like that. Isn't it? So, you will see, because the Pandavas became, very dear to Krishna, they didn't even know what dangers awaited them. At the end of the battle, Krishna told Arjuna to get off the chariot. And when Arjuna got off and Krishna also got off, the whole chariot got, burned by fire. Why? Because Krishna said many, many celestial weapons were aimed at Arjuna, which were stuck on the chariot. And they were all exerting their power. But because of Krishna's presence, they could not burn the chariot. After Arjuna got off and Krishna also got off, then they burned. After that, Arjuna was like shocked when he saw that. Imagine if Krishna got off first, then Arjuna would be roasted along with the chariot. Similarly, one time there was an Nagastra sent towards Arjuna by Karna. It is called Ashwasena. But Karna had aimed at the neck of Arjuna. Arjuna couldn't even realize it came in a very swift fashion, like a lightning. Like that it came. So at that time it lifted off Arjuna's mukut. Arjuna's mukut fell to the ground and all the diamonds studded in that were all scattered away. Arjuna looked at Krishna and said, "Oh Keshava, drive the chariot properly. What have you done? People will laugh at me that my mukut is fallen on the ground." Krishna said, "Your head is supposed to be rolling on the ground. You don't know why did I push the chariot down by 1 foot so that your head can be saved." So, see, we all don't know how we are saved. One time, when I was in my intermediate college time, there was a main road in which one can go. All the buses, lorries, everything would go. But there is a hypotenuse road. You can take the road and go. But that goes through the eucalyptus forest. So me and my friends used to go through that. But some days, my friends will start ahead, they'll go away. So I will drive alone. So when I was driving the cycle alone, I was singing one Krishna song. And I was driving through the forest while going to the college. So on the way, there will be a railway line, which you have to cross. You have to lift the cycle, cross over it, and then you can drive further. It's a regular thing. So I was just singing very casually, completely absorbed in the song. And I lifted my cycle and I kept it down. And I went little ahead. As soon as I went little ahead, zoom, like that a train went. It went so fast. Like that it went. I didn't hear any sound because that fellow didn't give any horn at all. And I am singing and coming train also came like this. I just kept my cycle, immediately it went. So that one moment I just stopped the cycle and sat down due to that fear. I got completely frozen. I couldn't speak a word. No one else was around except me. So I was thinking if Krishna didn't match the timing, that I should go a little ahead, if I was 5 seconds behind, I would be finished. So how Krishna may protect us, we cannot even know. How Arjuna was protected by Krishna by pushing the chariot 1 foot down. There are many, many examples for this. But the most amazing thing with Krishna is he will do all these things secretly, silently, and he will never seek any credit. He doesn't take any credit at all. He will do it. Jiva Goswami writes in the 10th canto, one of the commentaries I read, when Jarasandha was finished, when they were all coming back in the chariot, Yudhishthira Maharaj was standing outside the palace, asked, Bhima was sitting in the chariot. Krishna told Bhima, get down and go and meet your brother. So Bhima went ahead. Yudhishthira asked, Bhima, what happened to Jarasandha? He said, Jarasandha is finished, brother, he said. So he was so happy. Yudhishthira patted him and said, Sabash, Bhima, anybody comes in your grip, they can never escape. He was telling. And Bhima was very joyful. Then Bhima said, Bhaya, I didn't go alone. Along with me came Arjuna also. Then Krishna told Arjuna, Arjuna, go. Your brother wants to meet you. So Arjuna also got a sabash. He also got a pat on the back. Very good. As long as Arjuna, you are with Bhima, I am always peaceful. Because Bhima had raw strength, Arjuna had skill. So he thought Arjuna will always help Bhima. And then he appreciated Arjuna also. And then Jiva Goswami says that Krishna was the last one to get off the chariot and he didn't seek any recognition. Because by the time Yudhishthira took Bhima and went inside the palace, followed by Arjuna, and Krishna came out, Krishna never asked Yudhishthira, Thoda Bhim se puch lijiye, idea kisne diya? He didn't say that. Think about it. So, why Krishna is God? You can see that, as living entities, we are too weak-minded. If we gave a seed idea to anybody, we will not be able to resist ourselves from revealing it to everybody. We will go around telling everyone, correct? No? So, when we are talking about Krishna consciousness, we are not talking of Krishna as a concept. The concept which helps with your stress, some kind of concept which helps with your, sufferings or anything like that. Krishna is a personality. And he lived as a person amongst the Pandavas. He lived as a person amongst the Vajbasis, Nanda, Yashoda, everybody. There is a verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita which says, Rasika Shekara Krishna Parama Karuna Yeidu Yehetu Haite Premara Vadgama. There is a verse. This verse says, why love arises in the heart of the devotees for Krishna? There are two reasons, he says. One reason is, he is playful, mischievous, naughty, sportive, and always cheerful, spreader of happiness. So this type of behavior of Krishna puts devotees to wonderment about him. This is one reason why devotees, the very fact, as soon as they think of him, immediately it arouses thrill in their hearts about him. Second thing he says, Karuna, compassion. He is compassionate to Putana, Rakshasi. Not only that, when Duryodhana with his thigh broken was lying on the ground, when Krishna looked at him, he did not feel happy. It says in the Bhagavatam, there is one verse which says, why? Because for him, Pandavas, Kauravas, there is no difference for him. Because all are his parts and parcels. Any part and parcel living entity is opposing the Lord and struggling in this world. The Lord only feels pity for that jiva. Correct, no? Including Duryodhana also. So, in this way, I used to think that after 99 blasphemies, when he told the 100th blasphemy, Shishupal's neck was cut by Krishna's chakra. I thought that Krishna was just waiting for it. Once the 100 came, he killed, because Krishna said, enough of all of it. Huh? You have shown too much blasphemy. I thought like that. Later on, when I read one purport, Prabhupada says, Krishna did not cut the neck of Shishupal because he spoke 100 blasphemies. Krishna cut his neck because if he speaks beyond 100, the amount of offenses that will accrue in his account will become too much, and he will have to suffer for a very, very long time. Just like the Ashwathama, he is kept a Chiranjeevi so that he can suffer for a very long time. You know that? Even now he's suffering with this thing, what do you call it? After removing the jewel, there is a pus coming out. So he's going to suffer for a very long time because he has killed the Lord's devotees. It has become Brahmahatya, correct, no? 5 sons of Draupadi. Plus he also, Draupadi mercifully forgave him, but this ungrateful fool again made an attempt to kill Parikshit also. Again he made one more attempt to kill the 5 Pandavas also. Therefore he is kept as a Chiranjeevi for suffering for a long time, one of the 7 Chiranjeevis. So Lord did not want Shishupal to suffer like that for a long time. He said, okay, you've spoken 100, finish it. So for whose good he severed the neck of Shishupal? For Shishupal's good. So when we are preaching to the people, many of our mentors who go to the boys, they want to make sure that the boys continue coming for the DYS, and then they come for the pre-Sankalpa and Sankalpa camp and then Sfurti camp. Some of the mentors, they strike a relationship with the boy like a bhaiya. Like I am like a senior brother. I am here for you. If you have any difficulty, I can help you. What's your difficulty in academics? If you have any other stress. So they just develop a material type of relationship with them, like a material brother. Sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, some people may be developing like that. And due to which some joy the boy feels in the beginning stage. Oh, I am not alone in this college. There is a senior boy, who connects with me, and if I have any difficulty, I can approach him. He will help me. And then he would say, Bhaiya, I have difficulty with this subject. Can somebody guide me? Okay, he got help in the subject. And then he calls him for the weekly program. The boy comes and goes due to some sentiment of respect. Correct, no? This Bhaiya has done something for me, so I should go for the class. But then this is very weak relationship, because the relationship is only based on, I helped you, so you come to the class. So I am here to sort out your problem, so you come. Basically, both the parties are not talking about Krishna. They're talking about how this junior boy can become better in studies and free from stress, and how he can cope with the life in the IIT, or, come to the class, the kirtan, prasadam is there. Like in America, many of the programs, one program, I had given them a very nice title, and I didn't find the title, because the whole pamphlet was big prasadam plate. And I said, where is my name? Where is the title? That was in small letters, like conditions apply, we put, no? Like that. So if you are going to promote the program as a prasadam eating program, or just a dancing for fun program, like some DJ or something, then how are the people going to develop the relationship with Krishna? Correct, no? So why Prabhupada was very successful in making his disciples become lovers of Krishna? Because he always presented right from the beginning as, Krishna loves us first before we can love him. Actually, he is always loving us. We only have forgotten, our connection with him. It's like he is in our heart. Even when you are sleeping, he is awake. And he is silently doing so much good for you. The food that you eat, no scientist can create and give you. In their labs, are they making labs and giving you? They cannot create. The food that he gives you, the water that comes from the clouds, the sunlight that gives warmth to the body, warmth and necessary things, nourishment, and all the fruit juices and the spices and everything you are taking. And even all the industries that you develop with all the 120 elements in the Mandalist periodic table, those elements are given by Krishna. Krishna has given the elements. Krishna has given you sunshine, moonshine, wind and water and air and everything. He's also giving all the eatables. So one should understand, silently there is some supreme friend of mine who is providing me all these things for my own good, for my health. You see how Lord's creation is. During the winter season, the ice forms on the surface of the rivers. At that time, there are aquatics below. Imagine thick ice forms on the top of the river. If the aquatics don't get any air, and because of the chill, cold ice, all the aquatics are likely to die. Correct, no? But how Krishna has designed this world in such a way, when the water gets transformed into ice, it releases heat. So the aquatics feel like you take a hot water bath in the morning. How you feel? How many of you feel jolly when you take hot water bath? Correct, no? In winter season. So like that the aquatics feel, oh, we are feeling suddenly some warm water. They feel very happy also. Not only that, when water converts into ice, it releases oxygen also. So they are able to get more and more oxygen and more warmth. And this is arrangement Krishna has done. So the aquatics don't perish, even when ice forms on the surface of the water. Similarly, this earth is surrounded by ozonosphere, correct, no? Ozonosphere is a protective layer to stop the UV radiation. Only man is foolishly throwing carbon monoxide emission to deplete the ozonosphere. I was in Texas recently, Austin, Texas. The sun is pretty hot there. So I was telling her, in other parts of America, sun, it's so cold. How is it that here it is pretty hot? They said here the ozone layer depletion is more. So directly the UV radiation comes. So the sun is not very good for the body, they said, although it's more hot and warm. It's like equatorial type of situation there. So man blames sometimes God. Why is God sending suffering? God is not sending suffering. We are inviting suffering. Correct, no? Imagine if I take a stone and I throw it up in the air and it comes and hits my head, then I blame, hey, who threw the stone? I only threw the stone. Similarly, we deplete the ozone layer and say that UV radiation is affecting us because we have broken it. And recently, when I read about ozonosphere, another interesting thing I read, even though man is depleting ozonosphere, again the ozonosphere reconstructs itself. Although it is reconstructing itself, the rate at which the man is breaking is more than the rate at which the ozonosphere is getting reconstructed. Just see. God is trying to protect you. You say, no, I don't want protection. I want to be killed. Kill me fast. It's like a son saying, Papa, I will take drugs and die. Who are you to stop me? I want freedom. Father says, better don't die like this. I have the freedom to die. Who are you to stop me? Like that he's asking. That's what living entity is doing. How foolish it is. Just see. And we can give hundreds of examples like this. For this we can give. So all God-made things are wonderful. Man-made things are miserable. Recently, I saw the black color, one plastic plate in which they pack prasadam, food. You have seen that? How many of you have seen that? Black color. Yeah. And they completely seal it with the plastic cover on the top. Like that they supply plates. It comes in Zomato, Swiggy and all. They come and give it to you and go. Correct, no? Recently they found out that the hot food, when it is put in that, it melts that plastic thing and it mixes with the food. It is deadly for you. It's very poisonous. A lot of plastics go into your system. In 1 week, you will get one visiting card size of plastic into your body. That means plastic goes if you're going to eat with that regularly. So therefore, you should use only stainless steel. You are not supposed to. Stainless steel transport is difficult, but that's the right thing to do. But man always creates foolish things, creating trouble for himself, trouble for others also. And I can tell you hundreds of things like that. I'm just saying one or two here. So the point is, we can see at two levels I am talking. One is God as a person, Krishna, how all loving he is. Everything in nature is the emanation of his love. Whether it is a flower or a fruit or a sunshine or a moonshine or a rain shower or the grains or the cereals. He is nourishing us, nurturing us, protecting us, providing for us. He is all around us in varieties of things. He is sending the scriptures, he is sending the Guru, he is sending Vaishnavas, he is sending holy rivers, he is sending holy temples. He is also coming as holy prasad, and holy name. It's so many different. Now, holy name again, another thing. Holy name is not just a word. The holy name, one will realize the more one chants the holy name, there are 4 levels in chanting of the holy name. It is said, what is that? Madhyama, Pashyanti, Para. What is the first one? There are 4 levels. Let me check it. I'll just show you. I have some notes on that. Very important thing. See, Vaikari. Read that. One of you read that. Okay, 4 types of sounds. Read that. No. 4 types of sound in the Vedic. 4 types of sound. Huh? Mic is working.
Four types of sounds and consciousness. Vaikari, Madhyama, Pashyanti and Para. In Vedic and yogic philosophy, sound is understood to have multiple stages of manifestation, particularly in relation to speech and mantra chanting. These stages are classified as Vaikari, Madhyama, Pashyanti and Para, each representing a progressively subtler level of sound and consciousness. First, Vaikari, external or audible speech. Vaikari is the most outward, gross form of sound audible to others. This is the level at which sound becomes physically manifest as spoken words. In this stage, sound is expressed through the vocal cords and can be heard by others. In the practice of kirtan or mantra recitation, Vaikari refers to the audible chanting of the holy names. When devotees chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra aloud, it is the Vaikari stage, and this audible sound has the power to purify the environment and the mind of the chanter and listeners.
And the second one is Madhyama.
Second, Madhyama, intermediate or mental speech. Madhyama is an internal, subtle form of speech that operates in the mind. It represents thought or intention before it is articulated verbally. In this stage, sound exists in the mind as an idea or concept. In mantra meditation or japa, Madhyama is when a devotee chants silently, directing the sound within. While Madhyama is not outwardly audible, it is experienced internally and involves focusing the mind on the meaning and presence of the holy name. Third, Pashyanti, visual or seeing speech. Pashyanti means that which sees. It is a deeper, intuitive level of sound where the sound vibration becomes one with the consciousness and is more connected to the heart rather than the mind or vocal cords. In this stage, sound is like a vision or intuitive experience. In Bhakti Yoga, Pashyanti is a profound experience where the devotee sees the presence of Krishna or God in the sound. Chanting at this level transcends words and conveys a vision or feeling of divine presence. Pashyanti can awaken deeper love and realization of the Supreme.
The difference between Madhyama and Pashyanti is in the Pashyanti it is a feeling, whereas in Madhyama means, it has come to a more grosser stage. I will give you an example, it will become very easy. First you read it and then I'll give you an example. Yeah.
Fourth, Para, transcendental sound. Para is the ultimate transcendental level of sound. It is beyond physical, mental, or even intuitive perception and is purely spiritual. This stage of sound exists in its unmanifest form within the spiritual realm. In the tradition of Bhakti Yoga, Para is the purest state of the holy name, beyond words, concepts, or thought. It is a level at which sound merges with the Supreme, and one experiences oneness with Krishna through the vibration of the holy name. Para is assisted by highly advanced yogis and devotees who are absorbed in the ultimate spiritual realization.
Yeah. So, see how these 4 things work. Actually, it comes the reverse. Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama and Vaikari. Say, for example, you have a very deep affection for a devotee. You are going for Kartik Yatra to Govardhan. That devotee, you get to meet the devotee once in a year or something like that, some occasion. From a distance, you see the devotee. What is the first thing that happens to you when you see the devotee? Affection arises in your heart. Correct, no? At that time, it is just a feeling, for the feeling for the devotee. Then a thought comes in your mind that I feel so much affection for the devotee, I want to do something for the devotee. At that time, it has not taken shape. The devotee is coming and I want to give the devotee something. Correct, no? That desire arises. And then what happens subsequently, you turn around and you find there is a Giriraj Son Papdi shop is there. You buy one Son Papdi packet. And when that devotee comes, you call the devotee, Hari Bol Prabhu, come here, you call him. Then when the devotee comes, you hand over the packet to him. Prabhuji, should I take one and give you back? He's asking. He said, no, it's for you only. So you give him, and then you embrace the devotee. And when you embrace the devotee, both of you stop speaking, or maybe you are murmuring something, saying some glories of the devotee. So then after that, you both sit together in a place where you ask about his life, and then he asks about your life, where you talk aloud. So the talking aloud about each other, that is Vaikari level. And murmuring softly with feeling of love in the heart, that is Madhyama. And Pashyanti means getting an idea to serve the devotee in some manner. You wish to serve, it may be giving a Swan Papadi, or it may be helping him lift the luggage, or it may be surprising the devotee with something. Correct, no? That's the feeling. And the para is a stage where you feel love for the devotee surging in your heart. So, love, and then the feeling to do something, and then the feeling taking a shape that this is the object I want to give. With the murmuring lips of affection, you hand over the gift. And then lastly, then you converse with the devotee. 4 levels, correct, net, manifest. Similarly, now let us go reverse now. Because right now, we are not able to feel love for Krishna directly. We start with the most external thing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. What are you doing? Vaikari we are doing now. Now you may say, Prabhuji, externally saying like this, will it produce love? Yes, the love is already there inside. Gradually, as you keep chanting and mind is getting purified, you will start murmuring the holy name, and that murmur will give you a lot of thrill of concentration also. Some of you will have that experience. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any of you in the early morning you were chanting even in a station or in a serene setting, in a murmuring of the chanting softly, you felt a great joy. Anybody experience? Correct now? You all will, if you don't have experience, you won't be sitting here. Sometime you get that thrill. So it's like going from the Vaikari to Madhyama. And then sometimes, very rarely, when you're hearing a kirtan or when you're taking a darshan, some drops of bhakti bliss arise in our heart, or when you're hearing some pastime. You may be moved to tears, or at least your heart will melt, and it would, at least for a few moments. So, but then that moment doesn't last for a very long time. Afterwards, we come to ground level very easily. And we all desire that, that moment was such a thrilling moment. Like we used to go to Chopari temple on Sundays from IIT. Maharaj would give the lecture and then he would sing at the end. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the tune he would sing. Almost every Sunday he used to sing this for years together. 91, 92 and all. Same tune he was singing for 2, 3 years. Then this would go, this would really churn the heart, huh? Because you are searching for Krishna and you are after Krishna. So that is the mood in which this was sung. Desperate, it's a Vipral number tune. Huh? And then he would sing, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So in Vrindavan, the divine couple, they are placed on a swing. The swing is swung, and all the other gopis, they make a circle and they dance, singing like this. So when you get into the mood of Vrindavan and you hear this tune, you're completely moved, and sometimes there'll be tears in the eyes. But later on, I read in the Nectar of Devotion that why these tears come, not because we are pure devotees. When a very advanced devotee is singing, the waves exude from his body and they attack all the others around. Transcendently they attack and it produces affection and tears momentarily. Because once the kirtan is over, you go back to college again, back to your mathematics and logics and coding and everything. Then back to square A again. So, why I was telling this, the chanting of Hare Krishna verbally is gradually supposed to go to the point of murmuring the chanting, which is called japa. Japa means speaking softly, not very loudly. In the beginning, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Why we get that support externally, somebody is leading and we also follow like that. The beginning stage is required. But after you come to 16 rounds, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Like that, one should chant softly. Like Prabhupada, you have seen how he chants, isn't it? Softly, but audibly. Then only you go from Vaikari to Madhyama. And then you go to Pashyanti. In that stage, one develops a great feeling, the devotional feeling, and the desire to serve the Lord. Oh, Lord is my master. I am his eternal servant. This holy name is taking me to Vraj. And I'm seeing the divine couple swinging. And there are millions of devotees dancing, singing, serving the Lord. I am also one of those devotees. Somebody is making a garland and bringing, somebody is playing mridanga, somebody is playing kartal, and somebody is showering the flowers, somebody is cooking and bringing prasad. So everybody is engaged in Lord's service. I am also one of them. So the feelings of devotion to Lord, like Lord Chaitanya says, Ayinanda Tanuja Kinkarambas, correct, no? Patitam Mamushime Bhavam Buddha. So, and then that feeling actually, eventually even more goes to a state of where Haridas Thakur used to do silent chanting called as Upamsu, which we don't do. In silent chanting is very difficult to do in this age, because if you try to silently chant, you will go to sleep. You won't be able to this thing. But in the last stage, the para stage, when one has come to the para stage, Shuddhanam. Shuddhanam can be loudly heard even when you are silent completely. Even though you are not uttering it. It will loudly going on. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, it will be going on in the background. So, in this way, the chanting of the holy name is not something for just stress relief or getting focus or concentration. That's a very superficial understanding, which sometimes we tell the new boys. But eventually, the chanting of the holy name is going to relieve you completely from all karma bandhana. It will also uplift you beyond the three gunas. It will also liberate you from this world. It will also revive your swarupa. It will also make you meet Lord Krishna face to face. There is a verse, you know. See this verse. Ishad vikasi punaha dekhay ne jag rupa guna chita hari loya Krishna pas purna vikasita hayya braje more jaya loya dekhay more swarupa vilas more siddha deha diya Krishna pase rakhe giya ye dehe re kore sarvanash. He's saying, such is the power the holy name manifests. How to close this one, this fellow? This one? Yeah. See, such is the power he manifests when his holy name starts to blossom a little further. Ishad vikasi punaha dekha hai nija rupa guna. It shows my swarupa. Then it reveals and Lord's divine form and qualities. This dekha hai nija rupa guna is Krishna's nija rupa, his own form and his qualities. Chitta hari loya Krishna pas. It takes my heart very close to Krishna. Purna vikasita haya. When the chanting of the holy name becomes more blossomed powerfully. Brajemo rejaya loya. It takes me to Vrindavan. Dekaya more swarupa vilas. It reveals my spiritual identity. First it reveals Krishna's identity, then it reveals my identity. More siddha deha diya. The chanting of the holy name gives my siddha deha. From the sadhana deha, it gives me siddha deha. Krishna pase rakhe giya. It takes me to Goloka Vrindavan and puts me right in front of Krishna. Ye deha rako resar vanash. Then it destroys the sadhana deha. The sadhana deha eventually will get old and it will just turn into ashes. Material body is bound to be destroyed eventually. Whereas my full-blown spiritual siddha deha will be awakened by simply chanting of the holy name. See? Such is the power he manifests that when his holy name starts to blossom a little further, then it reveals his own divine form and qualities. Thus the holy name steals my heart and takes it to Krishna's side. When the flower of the holy name is fully blossomed, it takes me directly to Vraja and reveals to me his own loved alliance. This name awards me my own eternal spiritual body, keeps me right by Krishna's side and completely destroys everything related to this mortal frame of mine. This is called as Nama Mahatmya from Sharanagati. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying this. So, like this, when you understand that the holy name, so there is a story, is only Satyananda Maharaj says in his book, Nectar Notion of the Holy Name. I was reading it. He says, one fellow requested the king, my dear king, if you permit me, I want to see your treasury. So the king said, okay, you come Tomorrow morning I will take you. So when king took him from the front gate, walking, then he took him like a staircase like this. He went through the staircase. And then when he reached the treasury, he opened the treasury, he saw full of gold. He saw. But after seeing the treasury, when the treasury was closed, he looked around and saw the floor on which he was standing, that was also gold. And the steps on which he climbed and came, that was also gold. So everything was gold. So Maharaj tells a story to explain that in the path of Bhakti Yoga, the means and the end are same. Only thing is we have to realize it. Like right now we are chanting holy name, it looks like a sound vibration. But actually, when you are uttering the holy name, Krishna is right now present. But we cannot see. Correct, now? Like for example, currency note. You give a 500 rupee currency note to your baby, will be eating. He will just shrink it, put in the mouth. Whether you see currency note or the child is seeing currency note is always 500 rupee note, correct, no? But you are able to know its value. A child cannot know it. And that is our situation. A Premi Bhakta, when he sees the holy name, when he chants, he's seeing Krishna immediately. Whereas when we see the holy name, we are like child, drink it and eat it. Okay, can this holy name give me freedom from stress or good marks? That's all we. It's like going to Karodpati and asking, can you please give me 10 paisa? It's like that. Isn't it? So, therefore, the holy name is Krishna himself who comes in the form of a holy name to escort us back home, back to Godhead. It is He Himself coming in this world in the form of the holy name. The only difference between Krishna and His holy name is the holy name is more merciful, it is said. More merciful form of Krishna. Which one? Holy name. Because Krishna doesn't easily come to this world. He only comes once in a day of Brahma. But the holy name is available to you round the clock. Any time of the day you can chant and connect. Any of you can experience what I am going to say now. You chant continuously many rounds, it will destroy your propensity for sinful activities and materialistic tendencies. When you chant more and more, it will completely thin your mind. Right now the mind is very tenacious and filled with ego and ahankar and pride and the dehatma buddhi also. Dehatma buddhi means I am a boy, I am a man, and these are my powers and this and that. Like that, very proud it is mind. And you smash the mind with the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. You chant more and more rounds, mind will become completely thinned. It will be like a balloon without air. You just chant more rounds. Like today I was chanting morning to evening. It's big relief. Mind has become so completely thin now. It will be thinned down. Of course, it can again get balloon, but you have to chant. The more we chant, the mind will be emptied of all its material tendencies. That's why both quantity and quality are important. We should chant daily 16 rounds, but Prabhupada never said only 16 rounds. What he said? Minimum 16 rounds, he said. If one can chant little more, one can always chant. Why chanting more is, just like company tells you, we will give you 30 lakhs per annum, minimum. If you want more, we can provide you. How many of you will request more? Correct, no? Will you say, no sir, 30 is enough, will you say that? In the same manner, minimum 16 means you can always chant more. It's in our interest. Somebody is having too much influence of Maya, then they can chant more so that Maya's influence can be, evaded away. Correct, no? So, in this way, when we go to dhams like Mayapur or Vrindavan, chanting becomes exceedingly easy. I have my personal experience. In 1993 was my first yatra. We went to both Mayapur, Raghunath Puri and Vrindavan also. It was a very big yatra it was, like probably around 18 days or something, yatra. So, when we went to Vrindavan, nobody told us that we should chant more. Nobody told us. But after 16, we could not keep the beats down. Me and my friends, all of us were chanting, and we saw it was like 30 rounds, 32 rounds the same day. Wondering how, because Radharani moves us. You will feel that urge to chant. Even a rickshawala will never say, hut. What he will say? Radhe Radhe, you will say. You will see like that. The whole dham is... See how the dham acts on us. one boy had taken a flat which was damn cheap in Pune. So 4 boys were staying there. And they used to go to the top and they used to put a chair with this thing, and then they used to study the top. Slowly, this boy found in 6 months of his stay in that flat and studying there, he was becoming baldy and the hair was falling off, you know. Then he went to a doctor and said, Doctor, I don't know why I am becoming baldy so quickly. What's the reason? Then the doctor found out that it is due to the high tension wire, huh, which was there above the this thing in the terrace. Huh? So the high tension wire looks like a simple wire, but there is an electromagnetic field all around that wire. If anybody sits in that, it exerts its influence on your bones, on your hair, and all these things like that. Just like they put this Wi-Fi, this thing, what do you call that? Tower, no? Correct? For Wi-Fi thing, they put, what do you call the tower? Huh? Router, huh? Router tower, they put like that. So now this boy wasn't aware of it. Then he changed the house from that to another place. But the reason I told you, just like that high tension wire is having a field which he could not see. Similarly, when you go to the holy dham, there is a high potential spiritual Shakti emanating from the dham, which you cannot see with naked eyes. But that is that potency which is impelling you to chant more. Why you find the chanting very easy, and also you deal with all people with one another very sweetly. You wonder, I have become a pure devotee suddenly? How I am behaving nicely and I am chanting very nicely and I am doing all devotional activities, seva and everything, because you are being conducted by internal potency, which impels us to chant more, read more, hear more, and be very joyful. Your energy gets boosted up so much when you go to the holy abode. But then we stay for a few days and we come back. So that is one of the reasons why our new boys also, when they come to Mayapur Dham, many of them jump to big number of rounds. You've seen that? Isn't it? Huh? When they come out of the Dham again, they find it difficult. Huh? So what we can do, now you may ask a question. Prabhuji, we can't stay in the Dham. We have to go to college and study. So therefore we have the voice centers. Huh? Voice centers are places where we create an extension of the Dham. Huh? It's like companies sometimes in big cities, big companies have a mouthpiece in the city. You know that? Mouthpieces means you can't afford to have a very big industry there, but they keep their, what do you call that, showroom. Correct, no? Why they keep the showroom? People passing by will say, oh, this is a Toyota showroom. They'll go and say that I want to place an order for the car. Then it will be supplied from the company. Similarly, the voice centers are like OSS, which is the extension of the dham. Huh? So whatever is happening in the dham, we are trying to replicate it here in the center, rising early in the morning, keeping our body and mind clean, doing all devotional activities. If Radharani is pleased with our endeavors, then she will make this place also like dham. Huh? Then boys who come here will increase the rounds. They'll become very jolly. But at the same time, we should visit dham also once a year, twice a year. Like we say, no, Gaura Amara se sabastane korelo brahmana range. Boliye, Gaura Amara stane korelo brahmana rang. Se sabastana Hari boyami pranayi bhakata sange. Se sabastana Shuddha bhakata charana renu bhajana anukula. Bhakata seva parama siddhi premalati karamula. Madhavatiti bhakati janani yatane palana kori. Madhavatiti Krishna vasati vasati boli parama adare boli. So in the song he is saying that Gaura Amar Sesavastane Korela Brahmana Range. I will go to all the holy places which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has visited, but I will not go alone. Just for sightseeing I won't go. I will go for what? He is saying Sesabastana Heribhami Pranai Bhakata Sange. I will go in the association of loving servitors, devotees, who will explain to me about the pastimes that happened in the Dham. And by hearing those pastimes, I will become rejuvenated in my spiritual life, I'll get nourished, and then I'll revive my Krishna consciousness. Correct, no? So in this way, we take the students to Dham, and then they get to hear the pastimes of the Lord. And actually, when we study Bhagavad Gita, we should approach the Bhagavad Gita as spoken by our supremely lovable friend, Krishna. The scriptures are like the love letter of God for the jivas. And the Mahamantra chanting is like love letter of the jivas for God. So we call out Krishna with love by chanting holy name, Hare Krishna. And Krishna expresses his love for us by giving us scriptures. Correct, no? Maya Mugdha Jivarnaghi Swata Krishna Gyan Atayeva Kripaya Koila Krishna Veda Puran. See, the Kripaya Koila word is there. He felt compassion for us. These foolish jivas are all stuck in the dark dungeon of the Godan of the material world. I have to get them out. Therefore, he has given the Vedic literature. Very affectionately, he has given it through Brahma down the Guru Parampara for all of us. So, therefore, the purpose of studying the scriptures is to strike a relationship with Krishna. No other purpose. It's not for scholarship. It's not for some technical, fun or sandhi vichhed. Combine these words. If you see from this angle, that angle, those are all secondary. Most important angle is love angle. One has to actually strike a relationship with the Lord. That's the purpose of the scripture. Like then we can quote the example of the South Indian Brahmin, correct, no? When he was reading, what did he see? He cried tears. He told Lord Chaitanya that when I open the Bhagavad Gita, I see Lord Krishna driving the chariot of Arjuna. What is his name, Krishna's name? Partha Sarathi. Although he is master of millions of universes, but he is driving the chariot of his own devotee. Thinking of this, I am crying tears. Mahaprabhu said, you have understood perfectly the purport of Bhagavad Gita. I said, that's the goal of the Bhagavad Gita study. To understand. See, in this world there is Mitra, there is Bandhu, and there is Suhrat. Mitra means a social friend. In this world, people connect with one another only with some material motives. So birds will come to a tree. If fruits are exhausted in the tree, what the birds will do? They'll go away. कुछ है ही नहीं, इधर बैठ कर क्या करना है? निकल जाओ. They'll go away. Similarly, Brahman comes to your home. As soon as the puja part, everything is over, you'll do that. Then they give him dakshina. He will take his bike and go to the next customer. He has multiple customers on the same day. Correct, no? Special days. He may have to go to 5-6 customers. So once the dakshina is given, he will push off. Similarly, students study in a school. Once their 5th standard is over, the school has no more standards beyond 5th. Then they leave the school and go to another school. Then do they have touch with the teacher? No more touch. Similarly, go to a doctor. Doctor, I have viral fever. He gives you antibiotics. Once you get cured of antibiotic, do you call the doctor? After curing of the disease, nobody calls the doctor. I asked one doctor, how do you know your patients are getting cured? It's very easy. When they don't call you, that means they're all right. He said, if they're calling me, I know very well. That means the trouble is still prevailing. He said, correct, no? People make connections, and once the job is done, they disconnect. After that, that's called mitra in this world. Bandhu means, it's a blood relative. Your brother, sister, mother, father, uncle, aunt, grandmother, grandfather. They have little more feelings for you because there is a blood relationship. They may want to do some more favor. But even they are also busy nowadays. They are all spread all over the world nowadays. And they also cannot do much. And then think about Suhrit. When a person dies, relatives just come, just out of matter of etiquette, they come. Okay, we're supposed to go, so-and-so passed away. And the wife cries up to the door, and the son goes up to the graveyard to put fire and come. But nobody accompanies you, except at the time of death when the soul comes out of the body. Who goes with the soul? Super soul. Therefore, Krishna is called Suhrit. So he is a supreme friend. He is a worshipable friend. Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha. Lord is Upadrashta, means supervisor, Anumanta, permitter, Bharta, maintainer, which means he gives you food, clothing, shelter, everything. Bhokta, the supreme enjoyer. Maheshwaraha, supreme controller of millions of universes. Paramatma iti chapyukto, his name is Paramatma. Dehesmin Purusha Paraha. He is also situated in your body, but he is transcendental. He is not like you and me, who is trapped in this body. He exists in the body independently. But he is my well-wisher, my friend. He is always accompanying me, helping me, guiding me. He says, Sarvasya chaham hridisannivishto mattas smritirjnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo vedanta kridveda videva chaham. He says that I am situated in everyone's hearts, and from me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. I used to have a question, these three things, how to understand it. Recently I heard one lecture of Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, in the previous life, if you smoked a cigarette and got blood cancer and died, the next life you go to pick up a cigarette, the super soul reminds you. He gives you remembrance. Hey, last life you died because of cancer. Do you again want to smoke now? You say, no, then don't touch it. That is why there are boys in this life, they have never touched a cigarette. Why they have not touched cigarette? That fear is made possible by the knowledge supplied by super soul. Smriti, he gives you remembrance from the previous life. He takes that particular item from previous life and reminds you, don't do this. You have already suffered it. Don't do it again. He gives Smriti. And similarly, if somebody is walking in the road, he is thinking, alas, oh God, who are you? Where are you? Why did you create this world? I am suffering so much. There is no one to guide me. Please help me. What I should do in my life. Like that somebody is asking. Immediately the Lord in the heart starts speaking. He says, turn around. There is one fellow distributing books. Go to him. And he's telling the book distributor, hey, where are you seeing? See that side. See, one fellow is coming towards you. Go to him. Give him a copy of Bhagavad Gita as it is. So the preacher also crosses the road and goes, and that fellow is also coming. And then they both meet, and this fellow asks for a Bhagavad Gita. He transfers. How many of you have this experience? Correct, no? Somebody is coming towards you to seek a copy of Bhagavad Gita. I have several times experience. I was also made to see that person by the Lord's arrangement. I was actually talking to somebody. Suddenly, I don't know why I turned like this. And I started going towards somebody. They are also coming. These are all arranged by Super Soul, you see. Because he gives jnanam. He catches a person. Says, you wanted knowledge about me? You want to know how to come to me? Take this book and read this book and connect with ISKCON, like that. Actually, there is one man in Kolhapur, he was sleeping at night and Prabhupada came in his dream. Can you imagine? He didn't even know who Prabhupada is. He actually saw the form of Prabhupada. Prabhupada coming and telling him, you give this land to my devotees. He said, which devotees? Who are they? And he said, they always you will find them chanting Hare Krishna and dancing. They're ISKCON devotees. Go and give this land to them. So he was searching, where are the devotees? One day he saw the Harinam. He ran to them and said, hey, you are all doing Hare Krishna? Where is your temple? So he went to the temple and there he found Prabhupada's deity. As soon as he saw, he thoroughly offered obeisance. The same person came, he was telling. He told me to give land to you. Same day he gave it off. He wrote it off. One other. So, sometimes the Lord sends his devotees and gives remembrance. Sometimes the Lord, even the NVCC land we got, from one Pansare. So he was telling, when we were searching for the land, he actually got a dream of 2-3 saffron devotees were standing on his property. And then Lord appeared in his dream and said, you should give it to these people. So when our Grihastha devotees went, he said, I cannot give to you. Because already, I have got, Khuda has told me that I should give it only to the shaven-headed saffrons. They said, good that he told us, we will take you. Then they brought him to me. As soon as he saw me, he said, yes, I will give this. So, Lord gives remembrance. You can see that. So, he gives remembrance, he gives knowledge, he also gives forgetfulness, he gives to whom? If somebody you are in a ship throwing a rope to pick somebody into the ship. Huh? But that fellow is swimming in the opposite side. You jump off the ship and swim behind him and catch his collar and say, hey, ship is not there, ship is here. He says, I know it, don't disturb me. I want to go away from the ship. Then the Lord says that, okay, do what you wish. Then he gives him forgetfulness. Why he gives forgetfulness? Then only he can enjoy, otherwise he can't enjoy. So you need to be in tamaguna to enjoy a cigarette. If you're in sattaguna, you try it, you will be in suffering. You can't do it. So Lord gives him, okay, take this tamaguna and imagine you are enjoying. So you can see how much Lord is active in our life. Matta Smitra. I would request you, when you get time, there are 3 chapters in the book called as Your Best Friend. I don't even know whether the book anybody has a copy yet, because I published these books in the very early days. And those 3 chapters, 11, 12, 13, by studying those chapters and assimilating the way the Lord reciprocates with the jivas. I have given this as a syllabus also in our voice training. It's very important, because only then you will see Lord is not a statue just standing in the temple there, where you are supposed to just go and bow down to him and get good marks or something. God is very active personality in your heart. He is always, exchanging with you, relating with you. All we need is to have that. If you have a plastic heart, we don't see his presence. When our heart becomes elastic, then we can see how he is acting. So even as a deity, when the Lord comes, deity is another merciful form of the Lord, in which he is standing in the temple and showering his mercy upon all. So in this way, the holy name, the holy deity, and the personality of Godhead, Krishna, with whom we are connecting when we read the Bhagavad Gita, these are the things which have to be emphasized in our own understanding as well as in our preaching also with the boys. Because if you are going, instead of talking to boys in terms of what benefits they will get by coming to spiritual life, you can talk to the boys about what supreme friendship of God they will get, like what Arjuna got. Arjuna made friendship with the supreme personality of Godhead. So imagine, when I was in South India, one fellow was driving the car. He said, Swamiji, aapko malum hai, I am driver of Rajinikanth. 10 years I was driver of Rajinikanth, he was telling. So 10 years he has driven the car of one cinema actor. He was so proudly telling. So I was telling him, so in our temple we have, in Bombay temple we have one Prabhuji called Garuda Prabhu. He is driver of, Krishna's vehicle for 20 years. he is driving the Supreme Lord. So, like for example, Daruka. Daruka is driving whose chariot? Krishna's chariot. Correct, no? Daruka is driving. So he is driving the Lord. What about him? You are driving only Rajinikanth. He is driving the Supreme Lord. So, to be a servant of the Supreme Lord, is it an ordinary thing or a great thing? Extraordinary thing. My spiritual was telling, see, I have given you the name Radheshyamdas. You are servant of the divine couple, Radha and Krishna. Just see how fortunate you are. So many times we don't understand the good fortune. We think, what is so special about my name? Actually, see, if you are working in a small firm where only 20 people work, there are firms like that right now. Then you are working with a firm with 500 people. You will think, now I am better, I have a better job. Then you work in Infosys where there are 40,000 employees. And you are working in such a company in a big position, you will think it's more. But when you are working for Krishna, all the jivas are under him. So is there any bigger company than Krishna's company? Think about it. So, and another very important thing, I am not having time to talk about it today, is the proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership. It's a very, very important subject. We are covering it in the Rekindling Wisdom booklet. Often it is missed out. Because that's why I am modifying the booklet now. Because this should be taught in the beginning. Very, very important. Who is the proprietor? Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam. Who is the controller? Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Surdam Sarvabhutanam. So, these 3 concepts one should read, understand, digest, and always share with others, because This is how Prabhupada presented. Prabhupada said, you are operator of your body, Krishna is operator of the cosmic machine. You are operator of your small bodily machine. Krishna is operator of cosmic machine. Jai Shri Jagannath Subramanian ki. So, understanding Krishna is the operator of the cosmic machine, Supreme Lord, and ourselves to be a tiny operator of this bodily machine, and Krishna to be our maintainer, our protector, the supreme enjoyer. He is the pivot of the whole. Initially, the living entity thinks, I am there, and Krishna is also there. Krishna is a small circle, and I am a big circle. But after going from DOS to Sankalp to Smriti, one should think, I am a small person, and Krishna is also there. Krishna should become a big circle, and we should become small. That means Krishna is the center, and the whole world is revolving around him, including myself also. I also revolve. That's the way we should think. So if you can bring the students to that understanding, they will come running to Utkarsh camp. They will say, now I want to hear more. Okay, when I come for Utkarsh camp, what will I get? Boys ask. Therefore, we should tell them, see, the Mayapur Dham is a place where 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya descended, and he predicted that the holy name will be sung in every town and village. And our Srila Prabhupada already made 108 temples in his old age. And now there are 1200 temples now of ISKCON. And there are 3 million followers now. And this prediction is becoming more and more true. So you also can come to the Dham and get empowerment. Tomorrow you may go to study abroad. Wherever you go, this Dham is a place for empowerment, spiritual empowerment. If you come, you can take this extraordinary challenge of reaching this Mahamantra to wherever you go. Many of our students are KGP students. They are studying in America. Acharya was meeting them. So they are actually taking the holy name to whichever city they are going to America. So many students are looking for some adventure, some thrill. One time we had a very beautiful dancing kirtan in Mayapur under the stars. In the night time, in those days Ekalavya Prabhu was there. So we will have kirtan under stars. We will have the adventure of getting up very early in the morning. Sometimes boys want some challenge also, correct? No? Hey, मैं उठ गया 4 बजे उठ गया. पहले मैं 4 बजे सोता था, अभी 4 बजे उठ गया. बड़ी बात है ना? So for them it's a new thing, because they can show off also. That, I used to keep awake at night. अभी मैं जल्दी सोकर जल्दी उठा. It's a very thrilling thing. So, and you can also tell them, Mayapur is a place where in March time, Gaurpurna time, 10 to 20,000, foreign people come to Mayapur. Now when we go for Utkarsh camp, even at that time you find many foreign people. And you can tell them there are many Prabhujis, Matajis, you will see men in dhoti kurta and Matajis in sari. You will find all are western bodied. And they will be surprised, really. You can also show some videos to them, see. Here you are seeing videos. If you come there, you can see them personally. You will see that. So, we should not make them think, Mayapur, if you come, what will I get? If they ask you. You will have many, many classes. Morning to night, Radheshyam will give class. They will run away. Tell them, my Lord Prabhuji is speaking so much philosophy. Will there be class here? So classes, you can know, class are also there, but class is not the only thing. We'll be seeing Prabhupada's museum, where we can see all the Prabhupada preaching in America in diorama form, correct? No? And the Vedic planetarium, it is like, how many crores Acharya Prabhu temple it is? 800 crores? More than that, it's like 1,000 crore temple in 1,000-acre land. So this is the biggest, temple in the entire Asia. So you are going to see that biggest of the temple is going to open now in a year or two. The temple hall itself, they say 30,000, 40,000 people can stand for the kirtan. It's a very huge temple hall, mega size, and you'll see Radha Madhava with Ashtasakis, huge. So you get to see so many foreign people. You get to, for 1 week, so many kirtans, so many dramas, so many skits are there, so many nice things are there. And also when you are in the company of many other students all over India, more than 150 to 200 colleges bring people. We have like 1,000 youths coming together for Shida Mayapur. So you can make friends with so many people from other IITs also. So Mayapur camp is a place for making new friendships, to experience the thrill of spiritual life, to become deeper in our chanting, and relish the liquid nectar in the chanting of the holy name by and in Sankirtan, singing, and also taking one forward step in understanding of God's love for us and our love for God. And in this way, your life will not be ordinary, it will become extraordinary, special. You get deeper insight. There is so much adventures, and tomorrow, you have a great mission to do in your life. Wherever you go, this knowledge you can share with others, and people will be grateful to you. Everywhere in companies, they are asking our Hare Krishna devotees to speak in the lunchtime. Many, many companies. Because our devotees speak so nicely, our boys working in companies. Many companies are begging, please tell us something from the Gita, something from Bhagavatam right now. So, in this way, how we present Krishna consciousness to our boys, we have to take them from, as I told you, from grades to Gauranga, from marks to Mayapur, isn't it? So, you have to give them upliftment from a material platform to spiritual platform. And Srila Vishwanath Thakur says, we should talk about the Lord's pastimes in relation to devotees, where Lord's qualities come out. When people hear about Lord's qualities, they'll be thrilled. Like today I told you about how Krishna protects Arjuna, and how Krishna is humble and simple. He is not like a bossing God. He is a das God. He likes to be a dasana das himself. He's washing the feet of all the sages in Rajasuya Yajna. He gives the credit away to Bhima. So, in this way, when they get to understand Krishna's personality, then their heart will melt. And then they will feel that, oh, if Krishna is such a wonderful personality, I don't mind chanting his name and praying to him. Very happily they will chant the name. They are not chanting the name to get something out of Krishna. They are chanting to express their affection to Krishna. Correct, no? Like all of you, for example, when you go home, you are thinking of mother and father out of affection. You are not thinking, what can I get out of mother and father? What can I get out of father's pocket? You don't think like that. When you go home, you see them with an eye of affection. Same manner, approaching Krishna is to be done. He is already loving me and expressing his love for me in so many ways. Only I have become ungrateful fool that I turned away from him and doing my own nonsense. Now I have to turn towards him and express my gratitude to him and express my affection for him. So that consciousness, if we can bring about in ourselves and in them, that would be something very good. Any questions? 5 minutes? Yes, Prabhu. Kirtaneshwar Prabhu, give the mic to him.
Thank you once again, Prabhu, for the enlivening class. And you brought up this point about the Holy Dham, how when we're in the Holy Dham, it's so easy to chant. So I was in Mayapur for the last 2 weeks, and I was chanting so many rounds.
Yeah.
And there's no Maya. I've come to a new level, wow. And then as I came here, I'm feeling that my mind is going back to its old habits, and chanting is becoming
challenging.
Chanting more than 16 rounds. I was chanting, more than 32 rounds. Now it's more challenging.
Yeah.
So how do we keep the Dham with us all the time?
Carrying the Dham in our heart. So we have to become vehicles of Lord, vehicles of Dham, vehicles of Lord's message in the form of scripture. That's why Vidura, when he was going to the holy places, Yudhishthira Maharaj is telling him, Bhavat Pida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kuruvanti Tirthani Swa Antaste Nagadabrita. He's telling, oh Uncle Vidura, you are carrying Lord in your heart always. Therefore, you are yourself like a mobile Tirtha. You say, you are like a mobile Dham. Dham generally doesn't move, it's in one place only. But the devotees of the Lord are called as mobile Dham. Just like we have a mobile library or mobile books, Sankirtan van. It moves from place to place and reaches out books. Whereas in our temples, we have a stall which distributes books. So one is stationary, one is mobile. Similarly, And the advanced devotees, by dint of their chanting, hearing, reading, serving, gradually the spiritual consciousness has sunk into their hearts and they become drenched by it, completely absorbed in it. So it's like a sponge dipped in water. Correct, no? In our stage, what happens? We are cultivating that knowledge, but we have a material component and a spiritual component. Two sides we have. So sometimes the material component impels us to think about bhogavriti or enjoying mentality. And then when you think about the spiritual component, then there is a seva vritti or serving component. So we have to gradually shrink this enjoying mentality. And we have to expand the service mentality. When that happens more and more, the stage will come when we will never be bereft of Krishna. We always carry Krishna in our hearts, just like that Narada boy was walking village to village. And that is why we are doing the homework of preparing our consciousness daily morning. It's a gradual process. Just like a plant grows into a sapling, then a tree, then it produces mangoes, it takes many years. Correct, no? Similarly, LKG, UKG, first standard, fifth standard, a child takes almost 15 years to come to PhD, 15 or 20 years to go for a doctorate. So, in the same manner, the path of bhakti also, it's a gradual process for us to become vehicles of, Lord or the scriptures. So we are in the right direction. We would have to just keep investing in the direction. Huh? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, I have three questions. So my first question is like one common question, one common problem we most of us face in our daily lives. So that is achieving consistency in our devotional practices,
Okay.
like whatever we chant, because
See,
like
for the
most.
consistency, I'll just show you. It's a very important quality. There are 3 lectures on this. You just put Radheshyamdas consistency. So you just put Radheshyamdas consistency, you will get. See here, tips on remaining consistent with our morning sadhana. You want on sadhana only?
Yes,
This is about sadhana, remaining consistent in sadhana. There's another one. Spiritual life is consistent commitment, not occasional outburst. See, this is another one. Another one. Then there is one more. There is one more. This is the one. How to make youth consistent, committed, and dedicated. So 3 lectures are there. If you just put the word consistency, you will get. Okay. Let's go ahead.
Yes, Prabhu. My second question is that, like, as we all know that Krishna has spoken about karma yoga in Bhagavad Gita, and one important principle which we can follow is to keep our mind completely focused on Krishna while performing our tasks.
Right.
So, Prabhu, actually, most of the time, like in our day spent on.
You should begin your work by offering a prayer to Lord.
Yes.
I am embarking on a new project. Please empower me, and I'm actually going to do it as an offering to you. Without your empowerment, I am useless. Just like electric wire, without passing of electricity, it is useless. Similarly, your mercy has to flow through me. So you pray to Him. Then, while doing the work, you may forget completely. Your whole focus will be on how to do the work with excellence, service excellence.
Yes,
Then, after you complete the work, again you can remember the Lord that now this is the best I could do, my Lord. I'm offering it to you.
Yes,
Correct, no?
Yes,
like Arjuna is sending arrows. He's remembering Krishna, somebody may ask. But he's doing what Krishna has told him to do.
Yes,
Correct, no?
Yes,
Yeah. Yes, anybody else? One last question.
Yes, Prabhu. Last question is that.
You also a last question? Okay. Yes.
So last question is that while we read the scriptures, many a times we face problem in understanding the spiritual concepts even after repeated reading.
But you can ask devotees like Nimanand Prabhu or Mukundala Prabhu. Okay. Correct, no?
Yes.
See, even we all got many, many questions. Whenever we got questions, we kept on asking the seniors. And over a period of time, after 4 or 5 years, how many years you are practicing?
Since 2 years, Prabhu.
2 years, yeah. 3, 4 years, things will become more and more clear. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
And then anybody else? Last question. You have to return to bed early also. Early to bed, early to rise. Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much.